NFL free agency, NFL draft, football cards. We do it all, baby. It is the Fantasy Football Card Quest show with your boy Andy and your boy Carter. I'm so fired up. I don't know why this is firing up here, but the simple truth is this, Andy, I think there is not a better time to get into college uniform cards than right now. A little bit later, for one of our close patrons, our guy Derek, we're going to rip some product. But Andy, the general question to start today's show, are the viewers of this show into college uniform cards? Andy, I'm going to throw it to you. For those that have never heard of this, it is always important to note that college uniform cards always go for less than pro uniform cards, or at least most of the time they do. So my question for you, Andy, are you a college uni guy?
I am for this upcoming draft class, and that's because it's rich with talent, especially quarterback talent, which kind of primarily drives the market in a big way. And you know what, man, right now, Bowman Chrome U products like that, even some Leaf products that are nice, have the chrome finish, some rookie autographs, stuff like that. That is the premier product for these guys that are coming out of college right now and heading into the NFL. So from that standpoint, absolutely, I am a fan of ultra current college uniform product. And my PC college team would be the Gators. And I know you probably don't want to hear that, but that's what it is.
The Gators? Are you kidding me? Obviously, I'm an LSU fan. And what's very interesting is the all-time series between LSU and Florida is 33 and 33 with 3 ties. Now, what's also very interesting about that is LSU has won the last 4. So there you go. But get in the comment section down below. Are you a college uniform guy if you're watching this down the road? Or if you're in the live chat right now, welcome in Blackbeard. He says he's not a fan of it, but Steve says, I do not mind college uniform cards at all. We say out of Bob, Steeler, Hector, and for me, I just am because I am a college football fan, but I also understand the importance of getting a player in a pro uniform card. But as we discussed last week, and we're going to discuss today, the Bowman First and the Bowman U now has the licenses, right? Last year's product did not have licenses. So it was Bryce Young without the Alabama logos. This year, it is a little bit different, and it does add something to the card. So I'm a college uniform guy. I'm a full-time LSU YouTuber. So Mason Smith, one of LSU's best players on the team next year, I love this card. I mean, I don't care if it's worth less than a penny. I love this card because it has the LSU logo at the bottom of it. My Bowman cards from last year don't have that. So we're interested in what you guys think. Obviously, today, Andy, we're going to talk some Prism as well. We have seen some absolutely ridiculous prices go for some Kenny Pickett cards. It's just been absurd. But Andy, to stick with the college uniform thing really quickly, what does sales data tell you? Do you think that there is an uptick in college uni card prices?
Well, I do. And I look at blowoutcards.com and just look at the sealed wax. Their number one best-selling football card product right now, they say, is update every hour based on sales volume, is the 2022 Bowman Chrome University Football Hobby Box. It's better than the Prism. Like Prism is not even on their top sellers anymore for 2022. I mean, it's just the demand for it right now heading into this draft this year is sky high. And so you can actually go and look at the sold volume. I was looking at this sold Jackson Smith here, orange out of 25 that sold for 120. I'm looking at a ton of sold volume. I was looking at some guys I never even heard of. And yeah, my college knowledge isn't near what yours is, but guys that aren't even on PFF's mock draft for the top 3 rounds are getting bids on eBay and selling right now.
Yeah. And let's say someone like Caleb Williams, who actually won a Heisman Trophy, someone like Bryce Young, who also won a Heisman Trophy, they have a heavy tie to their collegiate university, right? So, for me, I love it, and I wish college uniform cards are still a thing, or would become a thing. But at the same time, Andy, I am not naive to the idea that college football is far more regional of a sport than the NFL, who has a real national and now growing international fan base. And we do have viewers, Andy, in the Northeast region of the country. College football is just not what it is in the South, where we are located. So it is a little bit different. Different strokes for different folks. Collect what you like. But I do think college uniform cards will go up for a few reasons. Number one, NIL is a very real thing, and these players now are able to make money off their name, image, and likeness. So they get a cut from when they autograph cards, which obviously even 5 years ago, that was not allowed. So that's one thing. And then also another thing is the college fan base is huge, right? College football is the second most watched sport in America behind only NFL football, right? So, it is amazing how big the college football fan base actually is. And college football cards just haven't really been a thing. But also, Andy, there's a downside of the current college landscape with the transfer portal. Players leave, their schools now at a drop of a dime. And also, Patrick Mahomes is going to be with the Chiefs at least another decade. College players, it's 4 years and you're gone, or 5 if you're redshirt. So, and oftentimes only 2 or 3. So it is a different landscape. We understand that. But Andy, I do believe in the future of college football cards actually becoming a thing.
Yeah, I do too, and especially very relevant. Like, look here, for example, Carter. Here's an optic hollow Jonathan Taylor, which pro uniform. We got an elite running back talent, just had a down year. $5.52 in auction 2 days ago, compared to the elite running back talent coming out this year in Bijan Robinson. Here's his Bowman U Chrome Refractor, which is a comparable to a Silver Prism or an optic hollow, just doesn't have that rated rookie logo. This one doesn't even have the first logo. And here, this card is selling for the same as that Jonathan Taylor in the pro uniform. So that's just like a perfect example of the hyper relevancy factor here, and how these and how popular these cards are right now. And from an investment standpoint, from a flipping standpoint, I think it's a phenomenal product. I think that's why you're seeing the sold data that we're seeing in the seal wax and in the singles.
So Steve makes a really good point here. Bowman U provides another avenue to prospect. And we touched on this briefly, but there's a lot of college football and baseball crossover, right? And if you are a baseball card collector, you know the relevance of the Bowman first label, right? So for those that don't know, the first in the top right corner of the card is basically saying that this is the rookie prospect of this player. And to go along with Hector's really good point here, that Caleb card has good upside long term. He may not be talking about this specific one, but Caleb Williams, the first year of the license and the first logo, or the first logo in the top right corner of the card, that makes this card for me something that, if I was a USC fan, something that would be very important to me as a collector if I was a fan of that player. So it is very interesting stuff. Now, once again, we're going to talk more about Bowman U at the end of today's show, because we are ripping a hobby box for one of our very good viewers, Mr. Derek Richard. Now, here's what we're going to do, Andy. And we're going to get into, we're going to rip this box in just a second. But I do think before we actually do that, we need to discuss Prism, right? Because Prism is out. And obviously, when it comes out in these first couple of months and weeks, if you will, the prices are going to be at its highest. And we have seen some ridiculous sales so far for Prism cards, as in the NFL jerseys of Malik Willis, Matt Corral, and all these guys. So your thoughts, Andy, the first few weeks, major takeaways from Prism being released?
Well, my initial thought was, wow, the retail hobby boxes are as cheap as they've been since I got back into the hobby, in 2020. And I think that's kind of an indication of the draft class as a whole. But then, yeah, the singles market is still extremely liquid. In fact, the design seems to be quite popular. A lot of people are buying, and it seems like there's more focus on the singles market than the sealed wax market for 2022 Prism.
So the one thing I'll bring up, Andy, is be careful if you're trying to buy one of these quarterbacks. There were a lot of people that were holding the bag with Zach Wilson and Mac Jones cards. And I saw the Prism Gold Kenny Pickett card. Now, once again, it is gold. It is numbered 8 out of 10, which was a jersey number match. I saw this sale, I believe, on Twitter. I think it went for anywhere from 5 to 8K. I don't remember exactly how much it actually went for, but that is a lot for Kenny Pickett, who's in the same division with Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, and Lamar Jackson. So once again, Andy, I know it's shiny. I know it's new, but you're going to see some crazy sales. I've seen the Malik Willis 1-of-1 auto get pulled. I've seen the Matt Corral 1-of-1 with the Carolina Panthers, even though he's not played a game yet. I've seen that get pulled. I've seen a lot, Andy, up to this point of the super rare stuff that's already out there and into the public.
Yeah, and this is a big one right here. Prime example of a veteran stud player in the league, changed teams. They've now got him in his new team uniform. You got something color match here. I mean, without having to go look up the actual offer accepted, we know this went for probably a good 400 at least. That's a really nice sale. Nice sale. Yeah, I mean, it's even wild to look at like the Kenny Pickett base Prism right here, $20 best offer accepted. I mean, that's pretty good for a 2022 Prism. Like if you compare that to the base Prism raw of Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence, I mean, you were, early first round guys. I mean, that's trading the same as those guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's still got a lot of that new product hype to it, as you can see.
That Christian McCaffrey sale is ridiculous. That is that person made out like a bandit, numbered out of 35. So there it is, actually, the Kenny Pickett card right there, that numbered 8 out of 10 card. Man, look at that. And then also something else that I like about this product, click on that one right there, Andy, are these 2012 throwback cards. This thing is a thing of beauty, especially if you are a football card nerd like us. I love, Andy. I know they do it every decade, but the throwback to the 2012 rookie gold design, that's some good stuff.
Oh man, these are so popular. We've been talking about in the Discord. Shout out to J Kid. I think he was the first one to post up the 2012 insert. But these are so popular, guys. So I would absolutely be doing a search just for these cards, a 2022 Prism retro insert from 2012, because we know that first year Prism design is super popular. It's very liquid. It's highly collectible. And now they've come back and they've printed the rookies in it this year. So I think that's one of the more popular inserts and components of this new set. And I think a lot of people are going to want to rainbow build it, set build it. And I would absolutely be looking even for like sleeper players, players that may not be on everybody's radar right now, but that are good athletes in this set and insert, Carter.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I saw it on Twitter recently. The Justin Herbert 1-of-1 of that design has been pulled, of that 2012 designed by some breaker. And then you saw that Bailey Zappi 1-of-1. Scroll down really quickly, Andy. Oh, yeah. That was did you see this right there?
Look Black at that. Finite.
Black Finite. We always talk about Black Finites, and when you get a hold of one, you can get some very good value. There's always someone out there that wants a Black Finite 1-of-1, even if it's Bailey Zappi, even if it's 8 large, Andy, 8 large.
Yeah, that's quite impressive for a guy that flashed in the pan, So it's, man, they're not going to give up on him. And you can just see, I mean, like the market is still obviously very healthy when you look at some of these prices, what people are willing to pay for the rarest cards, even veteran, even, from these ultra modern sets where we know that they've printed more variety and more parallels and more inserts. Still, for these kind of cards, I mean, wow. Okay, so this blows my mind, Carter.
That one didn't sell for that.
You
There's
don't think this? I mean, best
no,
offer accepted. You don't think it got paid?
no, heavens no. That is just mm, mm, that's a little sketchy for just a silver there. I will say this though, Andy, about God, it just blows our mind that even is out there. If someone really bought that card for anything over $500, $600, I feel kind of bad. But still, now what I want people to do in the live chat right now, or wherever you are listening, type Y for yes, type N for no in the chat. Do you like the 2022 design? Is it better than the 2021 design in your mind? Let me know in the chat right now. I'm a big fan of the 2021 design, but Andy, the 2022 design, Prism normally grows on me. Obviously, 2020 is always going to be my favorite, just because of the draft class. But 2022 design is just kind of for me.
Really? I haven't got my hands on any singles yet. I'll definitely have to, but I don't know, man. I think I like it better. I think I like it better.
Oh,
I do. I like the mosaic design better. I think I like the prism design better. I'm really interested to see what the select design looks like and this year for 2022. Yeah, man, I think I like it better, and I definitely like those 2012 inserts. Like, I'm really high on those, but yeah, I don't know, man. It just I like the way that they did the design on this year's Prism.
we have some disagreement here. Rare disagreement on the QuestCast. But yeah, and trust me, I normally like Panini's designs. I'm okay on 2022, but the 2012 throwback cards, Andy, I do agree. That's probably my favorite throwback card that Panini has ever produced, right? Because it is iconic if you are a collector. That first year Prism, 2012, it's absolutely crazy. And what's kind of crazy about it, Andy, is that quarterback draft class was also somewhat forgettable. Obviously, Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins, and that's about it. I feel like this quarterback class will be very forgettable as well. So, very interesting stuff. We see some good takes in here. Hector says, my guess is 2022 retail will not sell out. I agree. I believe this is going to be the first football prism product that you will see some blasters sit on the shelves for a little bit of time. I really do believe it. Number one, football card and just sports card people in general are wising up to, singles instead of just buying all the wax and flipping it because the wax prices have gone up. But I also just think, Andy, the quarterback draft class, I don't know if any of these guys really tickle your fancy, but they don't, right? Obviously, Garrett Wilson is really good. Chris Olave is really good, but they're not quarterbacks.
No, they're not. They're not quarterbacks, so that's definitely going to play a factor as I try and finagle the pick for whatever reason. There we go. I wanted to see what the 2022 select look like. Yeah, so not quarterbacks, and yeah, they get a lot of demand. They get a lot of sales. Like they are liquid, and they have these spikes on a week-to-week basis, even based on what their team's doing and how well they performed. And yeah, the market has evolved and grown up and matured a lot, but it's just not going to have the same spike as when Bailey Zappi gets a start on Monday Night Football as a quarterback because, man, they're the signal caller. They're they could be the potential face of the franchise, and if they're good enough, they could be a potential face of the league. And you look at the story and how much media time that Brock Purdy got this past year, and how many memes and infographics they made on Brock Purdy on Twitter this past year. I mean, I'm sure that he was like trending as high as Elon Musk was at some point,
I didn't think we get an Elon reference, but I love it. It is interesting, right? Because obviously it looks like the 2020 class is going to be that class, kind of like the Roethlisberger, Rivers, Manning class, if you will. So, I mean, it's wild. Obviously, I'm not going to be as excited about product, for 2022 because there's not as many LSU guys, but there's also just not as many. Just don't think this draft class is as good. Um, I think the 2023 class, which is part of why I'm a big Bowman U guy. I just think there's so many players coming out in this draft class that are going to be really good football players for a long time. And I'm not just talking quarterbacks; I'm talking all the positions. And I'm just excited to see those guys play their final year of college, and I'm excited for the 2024 class. I'm also really excited to see where these guys actually go. So, for me, Andy, good if you love this draft class, go buy you some Prism. But I'm just out. So, for you, are you running to the stores every day to get a mega box or a blaster box of this product?
No, but if it's there and I'm there, I will definitely buy it at retail prices.
Yeah.
It's a lot of entertainment for me. It's also a lot of excitement and fun to rip it on the channel and give it away and stuff like that. So I will. You know what I found really interesting? I was at Target yesterday actually, and they actually had an open hobby box. I don't see hobby boxes at Target, but this was a hobby box of Score 2022 Score, and it was open, and they were selling the individual packs out of the hobby box for $2.99 a pack. It's like something you'd see at a card show. It's the first time I've ever seen it at Target. So I don't know if this is something they're going to start doing, because as a kid, I think it's really cool to be able to buy just a single pack. You may only have $3 to $5 your allowance. You can buy a single pack. So I thought that was pretty. I thought that was pretty neat that they were selling single packs. It'll actually, it's refreshing to be able to see Prism, a product like Prism, actually sit on a retail shelves and not have to stalk and fight and beat out the scalpers and the people that have deals, out the back of the store and this and that to get a pack of cards like from a decent product.
Yeah, I am gonna miss the Walmart campers, though. I am gonna miss some of the mad dashes to get the product. Those videos, I mean, it was like supermarket sweep meets UFC, if you will. Do you remember that show, Andy? Supermarket sweep, where you're just sprinting in and you're trying to get every last thing before the buzzer. But yes, and once again, I'm not just trying to be Debbie Downer on 2012 or 2022 Prism. It's just, it's not for me. Now, what I will bring up now, Andy, is the latest NFL news and notes. Obviously, we touched on Aaron Rodgers last week going to the Jets. I've seen a few of these card vloggers start buying some AR stuff from that 2004 2005 period. Your thoughts on all the latest free agency news and notes and what you've seen as far as card sales are concerned?
Well, it's definitely created quite the buzz and quite the storm of activity on eBay. As you can see, now that the news is really starting to set in for Jets fans, that the sale and hobbyists alike, this has definitely created some hype for Aaron Rodgers cards. Some of his values are mostly up. However, I don't think, man, it's not really set in fully, because all the fine print hasn't been fully worked out. So, in fact, I've seen more hype because I think a lot of it is going to be, kind of Super Bowl or bust for Rodgers. I've seen more hype and some like crazier sales on Jordan Love lately than I have on Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I mean, you just look at the amount of week over week activity and buy now volume. DJ Moore has gone through the roof. I'll tell you that.
So yeah, I saw, Roth Cards post the Jordan Love Pop One 10 out of 10 gold Prism Auto. Um and yeah, it's just crazy seeing these Jordan Love cards pop up. I am listing all my Jordan Love base cards that I've had, and if someone buys them, they buy them. If they don't, they don't, right? But yeah, Jordan Love cards are going to flood the market, and for good reason. The NFC is wide open. But obviously, not just quarterbacks are still waiting to see what's actually going to happen with Lamar. If Lamar goes to an NFC team, I think his values will go up. But also, just in general, Andy, I see Brandon Cooks going to the Cowboys. I see some of these skill guys making some very interesting moves as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. The skill guys making moves like Juju to the Patriots. That's a big move. And a lot of, like you asked Derek, it's like another wide receiver career probably going to be ruined by the Patriots. But it's a massive collection, massive fan base, which increases the collection value for him. So I have seen definitely some volume increases there, definitely some interesting purchases that were well above and beyond the comps, and it's kind of settled down. Like these spikes from the news will happen immediately, and then it'll kind of taper off and settle down until more news is released, or until we actually start getting the film, the hype films, the hype videos from training camps and stuff like that. Or in the draft, like say the Packers draft a first round wide receiver, another wide receiver for Jordan Love. Like that's going to create a lot of additional excitement for Jordan Love. The same thing for teams like the Colts or the Falcons. Like if they actually, probably not the Falcons, but if they actually go and draft a quarterback, or the Texans are definitely probably going to draft a quarterback, then, we get a lot of excitement and boost for the skill position guys as well, the wide receivers on that team. So all that stuff plays a big role in the market right now. And overall, the sold volume is still very healthy.
Yeah. I'm a Garrett Wilson buyer right now. I do believe in his talent. I really do. Reminds me of not quite as good, but kind of close Justin Jefferson type of player. Now, as far as like other skill guys are concerned, I do find what was the David Montgomery going to the Lions. I thought that was very interesting. Khalil Herbert, maybe he has a wide open room there with the Bears. Those are going to be some of your your lower price stuff. But then of course you have obviously a bunch of free agent dominoes out there. Odell Beckham Jr. Is still out there. So it's going to be very interesting to see where all of these pieces fall. Also, as Hector brings up here, fan base matters. Packers, Pittsburgh, Dallas. Always keep that in mind as well. People just aren't going to be as excited for any skill guy that, I don't mean to burst your bubble here, Andy, but any skill guy that goes to the Buccaneers, right? Any skill guy that goes to the Texans, if you will, because those teams are likely not going to be that good. So, take a look into which teams you actually think will be contenders next year. And that will help you go a long way with skill guys that you might want to target. Is there anybody, Andy, that is sticking out to you right now that you have been buying and or selling?
Well, when Juju was traded to the Patriots, I immediately sold my Kadarius Tonys. They flew off the shelves, and I made good profit on those. So yeah, I mean, it's still sounding like good players. I'm like, not necessarily Kadarius Toney being a good player, but he's a result of that news, and he's got ability to be a good player. So that's just one example I can think off the top of my head that I mailed out this week. DJ Chark as well, DJ Moore, a couple DJs there. Definitely been selling those, shipping those out. So shipped out another Tom Brady veteran card the other day too.
Oh,
yeah, man, and he make a comeback, but surprisingly, his market is held pretty strong. And I don't know if that's because people suspect he may still make a comeback, or if he's just still the GOAT factor, and his market is going to kind of continue to roar strong for as long as the hobby is relevant, and which I think to a certain degree that's obviously true. So there's always the GOAT factor and the Hall of Fame factor to take into consideration.
And also take into consideration teams that are really going for it, right? Miami Dolphins are one of those teams, right? They are putting their chips in the middle of the table, getting a Hall of Fame defensive back who is from Florida, and Jalen Ramsey coming over. And I keep going back to this. Tua, he's going to get banged up at some point. Mike White, okay? We know Mike White can play. I'm not, and once again, not calling him elite by any stretch of the imagination, but he can play. Now, my play of the week, which will be coming up in just a second, will involve another backup quarterback that I think is very interesting to keep an eye out for. But once again, if a lot of you piled up Mike White cards from the Mike White hype cycle, an episode we did last year, just be ready with Jalen Waddle and that Tyreek guy who's kind of good. Man, watch the freak out. Okay. Now, Andy, I was trying to get in contact with Derek to make sure he was in here. I didn't, I don't want to rip this box with him not being in here. Because this is a personal rip for one of our viewers, Derek Richard. So yeah, I kind of want to call him real quick to see, because I don't want to rip somebody's hobby box. So Andy, I'm gonna jump out here, call him, see if he's there, and I'm gonna let you take some of these questions real quick.
Yeah, call him up, man. Call him up. He's probably actually having to work for a change.
Huh?
Here, let me see. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute your mic. All right. Yeah, Hector, I'm definitely waiting to hear who will be Jimmy Garoppolo's backup. That's another person I actually mailed out this past week. Just a couple base Topps Chrome Devonte Adams cards. His market has held really strong if you look at the data there. I love the Mike White play. We talked about, Steve and I talked about that too. As a backup to Tua with his fragility. Looking at the Devonte graded market is actually down here off the bat. PSA 10 results in the past 30 days. I wonder where he ranks in terms of like graded sold volume for wide receivers over the past week, like buy it now volume. Jamar Chase leading the pack there at 94. 88, Justin Jefferson. You know what could absolutely have had an impact on this week over week volume? Because last week when I looked at this, every single player was up. Not just the guys impacted by the news. Like you can see 5,600% here for DJ Moore in the week over week buy it now graded card sold growth. So there's absolutely a lot of people making fistful of cash there on DJ Moore. But this past week, I don't know about for you guys or if it's nationwide, but it's been spring break, right? So if a lot of families were on spring break, either taking vacations or, on trips, traveling, et cetera, probably didn't have as much focus on the card market or picking up cards. So that could absolutely have had a big impact on the week over week sold volume. Look, in fact, here's Garrett Wilson with the 533% increase. And I imagine that his sold volume is just now coming back. Absolutely a big winner here from this Aaron Rodgers trade. But I am surprised that he had that much growth. And I'm guessing it's maybe just because his graded market is so small. Like we actually got a pretty big change here in something like a mosaic red choice or red mosaic. I mean, that's really good growth, but look at the population. It's only 5. So yeah, I mean, there's absolutely a market still for guys to submit raw cards to PSA, get the 10s and flip those for a nice profit. Because I guarantee you, if we look up at 2022 mosaic red for Garrett Wilson, I have no clue what the gem rate would be like. Let's see. I got Carter back in. Oh, are you off? Do we get Derek?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
What we can do is, I don't think he'd mind us ripping a few other packs, but don't rip all of them. So I'm gonna let you make that call though, Andy, because you're the one that set this up with them. But yeah, I love me some Garrett Wilson. I really, really do. I thought it looked really good last year with not so great quarterback play. Also, Andy, a guy you have history with, Breece Hall, is going to eventually come back. I know you're a Breece believer with all the player profiler metrics and all that stuff. So yeah,
that's comparable to Jonathan Taylor, according to playerprofiler.com.
Watch out, man. And then of course, someone mentioned this earlier. I believe it was Josh. Gary V. There is a Gary V factor, right? If the Jets start winning, does Gary V start doing more sports card content? And if he does, well, you know what cards he's going to be, posting, right? Because he is a Jets guy. So all those factors, man, the Jets might be a winning team yet again with Coach Saleh. I love it. But Andy, I do want to bring up something to you before we get into hobby tip of the week here. I feel as if, and this is just me just going off here. I see more on social media people just posting cards of their PC in one touches, right? I do think people now, and this is my hobby tip of the week here. If you're gonna have a card in your PC for a long time, if you want to get it graded. But if you're gonna keep it, forever, there's nothing wrong with the one touch. There's nothing wrong with that. So I just wanted to bring that up. Hobby tip of the week: cards that are in my PC forever. I might get them encapsulated at some point, but one touch, man, I just love the clean look of a one touch. And it's just a card, right? Not some arbitrary grading, system that you had no idea how exactly it was graded. So let me know in the chat. Are you open to having all your PC cards, or a good majority of them, not graded? Or do you absolutely feel like you need to grade every card that is a little bit higher in your collection? So Andy, are you a one touch guy as well?
You better believe it, man. I love the one touch, the way it accentuates the corners. Yeah, they do. I see Travis comment here. Pro Mold. They have other brands too. Pro Mold. They actually have this brand that's like super expensive, but it's like anti-scratch. It's got some kind of anti-scratch plastic, and which I would say, if you're taking pictures for your eBay listings, you don't want a one touch to be all scratched up. Kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I still take a picture of the card raw. It's really important to take a picture of the card raw, because especially if the one touch has scratches, but you really can't see all the details on the card with it in a one touch. It's just really there to accentuate in the corners and just make it look nice and safe and everything. So I love the one touch as my cover photo, and then I'll take it out and take a front and back photo of it raw. And I just reuse the same one touch every listing, unless it's like some super rare nice card, then I would just send it with the one touch. I have done that before as well, just send it with the one touch if it was a really nice rare card.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So Andy, your hobby tip of the week?
My I think my hobby tip of the week is I know what we got a question in from and I got it right here on my my bookmarks. We got a question in from a viewer of the channel here.
John Kriebel.
Yeah.
Who reached out to us on Twitter.
That up.
Pull it up, baby. Everybody welcome John. He is a first timer. So I do this on my channel. I don't know if you do this, Andy. I always want first timers to feel welcome, right? Especially if you're new to the hobby, especially if you're new to a chat room. The Hectors, the Bobs, the Derricks, the Chad Dwyers that are, part of the Patreon and all that stuff. We know those guys, but we want to make sure first timers always feel welcome here on the Football Card Quest. So John did have a question about a Mahomes and Allen card right here. Kind of a cool card. Look at that. They've had some legendary duels over the years. It looks like to me, Andy, it is a base card. It doesn't look like it's a numbered parallel or anything like that. So your thoughts, Andy, on this one right here?
Well, they are serial numbered, but it's printed on the back. And this is something that Panini has actually really kind of stepped up their game, because there's always been, that factor of like getting cards out quick enough. And we want cards of the new rookies in their pro uniforms, and we want like actual game photos. And so this is their version of that. And so you can see it's actually got a date on the front where Mahomes outduels Allen. in the overtime thriller from the playoffs at the end of the 2021 season. And they're printed on the back, so they don't have time to actually engrave the serial number. They just print it, and it's all out of it's all the same serial number. So they don't let you know like a specific number. They just say out of 99. And so he said he saw one of these sell for out of 639 for $60 PSA 10. They don't go for as much, especially veteran format like this. Now, if you were talking about a guy like Isaiah Pacheco last year, or Brock Purdy last year, those were going for a lot. And they do release some throughout the summer. Panini has a rookie premier event after the draft where a lot of the draftees go, the first round, some of the second round guys, they sign autographs, they take pictures of these guys to start ramping up their production efforts for the upcoming year's product. And they do release some premier cards from that you can buy directly off Panini's website, and they seem expensive. Like there was like Sauce Gardners and Garrett Wilsons that were selling for like $150. But I know the guy that actually bought one of pretty much every first round player. He bought the Drake London, the Garrett Wilson, the Sauce Gardner, of a few other guys as well, and he sold each one of them for like $400 or $500 a piece. And people at card shows were really after him to get them because they come in a sealed Panini One Touch. They are autographed, and they have this printed serial number on the back of them. And it's like the first pro uniform autograph card that's going to come out for these first round athletes. So you better believe like the Anthony Richardson and the Bryce Young and the CJ Stroud cards are going to be like $1,000+ cards this summer. So definitely something to keep your eye out. Unfortunately, this one being a veteran, like I wouldn't value it over probably like $30 or something max. Right. I would say grading a PSA 10 is definitely going to give you your best return. It may 2x the value on it. It looks like it's in good condition. But I would, I could see someone spending the $20 to $30 for a collectible like this because there's only 99, and it's very nostalgic. Like, right, it has emotions from that game, which I think is pretty cool. But it's horizontal format, so that kind of detracts from the value a little bit. And it is an instance. It's just like a base cardboard card. Yeah. So it's not. It's not something I think is going to get crazy in value by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely I could see this selling raw for $20-$30.
Yeah, and what I would do is wait on a schedule release, right? And what you could do is obviously if these two teams play each other next year, which I think they do because they're both first place teams in their division, hold on to it to when they actually play the game. And if they're in another legendary duel, that card might interest someone even more. Or if they meet in the playoffs yet again, which they weren't able to because, the true best quarterback in the NFL prevented that. I'm kidding. I know people are going to come after me for that. But, yeah, when they duel again, maybe that would be a better time to actually sell this card. But I do agree with you, Andy. I think $20 is a fair price for a base card like that. Now, Hector makes a good point here. Be careful listing a very cheap cards in a one touch. Many buyers expect it shipped with a one touch since it's in the picture. I always put in my descriptions, note this card will ship in a penny sleeve and top loader. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I always make sure I put that in the description. And that's just another hobby tip right there. When you list a card, don't just list the card without putting more in the description, right? Put as many keywords as you can in the description that deal with the player, because more than likely that's going to get picked up by the search algorithm. So a good example of this, Andy, would be if I was listing a, let's just say a Joe Burrow card, right? That's going to get picked up, for sure by the algorithm. But there might be some Bengals fan that says, look, I want to just buy a Cincinnati Bengals card. So in the description, I make sure I put Cincinnati Bengals starting QB, Cincinnati Bengals Pro Bowl QB, or something like that down below, because that helps the keywords, pick that up. May not be that much of a difference. It does take just a little bit of time, but I do it, right? And I haven't looked to see if that gives me an uptick in my listing viewers or not, but I just always do it because it only takes, a few extra, seconds for me to just write that down. So in my description, I try and be as descriptive as I possibly can.
I would say one more hobby tip, Carter, you just made me think of, and someone commented this on last week's video because we were searching 2022 Prism, I think, and it was coming up with a lot of breaks. If you're looking for someone you want to filter out any aspect of whatever you're looking for, put the minus sign in the search after whatever you're searching for, and put that or put that word. So if you were search 2022 Prism box or blaster box minus break, if you do space minus break, if you do minus break, it'll to remove any listing with the break in the description. So that was a really good tip and a nice little nugget if you guys are wanting to try and filter your searches down. And that's how a lot of these APIs, like our web app, Keep'em web app that you can get at Patreon, for example, that's how our web developer built it, Jaritos. He has all those minuses and to try and filter out to get the best search results he can to pull into the app,
Yeah, and look, I type in a lot of the times if I'm just sitting around feeling like, hey, let me see if there's any cheap LSU autos. I'll type in LSU auto, LSU autographs, or just whatever. And, if you're listing, let's say, a Derek Stingley Jr. card, I might not be looking for Derek Stingley cards, but I might be looking for LSU autos, which I am always looking for. By the way, I do want to shout out Andrew Perry, who sent me a Jeremy Hill autograph in the Discord. I really appreciate the racks. And it goes a long way. Obviously, Jay Hill, someone that I've gotten to know over the years. But yeah, I mean, those you never know who's out there looking for something, and those keywords can help out. Now, what I also recommend is don't spam keywords that have nothing to do with the cards, right? This drives me crazy, Andy, when you go look and you just see all the rookies listed in the description, like all of them just to get picked up. That will make me not want to buy the card. But yeah, don't do that because you can get blocked by a lot of buyers if you do that. Now, it is now time for play of the week. But Andy, I'm going to bring it up to you. It's live. I don't think Derek would care if we actually ripped one of the packs, but you would have to unseal the box. Are we going to push it to next week, or are we actually? Well, I'm going to let you got to make the live call right now in front of our thousands upon millions of QuestCast viewers.
Yeah, so I've actually got a second box. So
Okay.
what's interesting is I've got a second box here that is a giveaway. It's a giveaway for anybody that's a member of our Patreon. And so what happens is that we have 3 different tiers, and part of the distinction between those is the amount of entries you get into our monthly giveaway. So I've extracted the data of active patrons while we've been talking, and I've got the list. And what I'm going to do is copy and paste these guys. And since how Derek's not here, we're not going to rip his box. But what we are going to do, and so I've actually weighed these boxes, and they weigh slightly different. I used a food scale as an experimentation, and they're actually 3 grams different in weight. So I don't know what that actually means. We'll be able to find out. We'll be able to tell. So I'm going to put this box here to the side. That's Derek's, and this one right here, we're going to put in the wheel of names, and we're going to spin, and we're going to find a winner right now.
Wow.
For
right
a
now?
patron giveaway, man. Live.
Wait, for the whole box?
For the whole box.
No, wait, now hold on just a second. Hold on. That's ambitious. The full box. I say we split it up. We split it up, and because, like, look, I would love it to go to Chad and or Perry or someone that I talked to in there. I don't know, the whole box. What do you guys think of the Chad? I think we should do I don't know, like 2 or 3, and just split up the packs in there. How many packs are in the box?
Let's see, two autographs per box. I wish it would just tell me right on the outside how many packs. I'd have to go look up the sell sheet.
Okay, well let's do 3 winners. And 24 packs in the box. So I say, here's what I say, Andy. Do 4 winners. And they get 6. If there's 24 in there. If there's 24 packs in the box. Okay.
Yeah, because I've got some other singles. So because I've been so busy at work, really since January, I have not been able to do a giveaway for the patrons. So I've actually got some singles over here that I've saved up that I'm going to give away as well. So there's going to be a few winners, but I wanted one of them to be big. Like I wanted a winner to get. Maybe we break the hobby box in half, but I don't think I want to break it in more than half.
Okay, all right. Let's do 2 winners, break it in half.
Like we got Troy, Bob. Yeah, I weighed them out, and so one weighed 12.38 ounces, the other one weighed 12.35 ounces on a food scale. So I'm gonna pick 2 winners as a backup. If the first person, like, I can't get a hold of them and they're non-responsive, then we'll give it to the backup. We'll give them like a week, because I think this product is super hot right now. We wanna capitalize on it right now, right? So let's spin the wheel, man.
Let's do 2 winners, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, you guys ready? I put all the names, shuffled it. Everybody's in here with their number of entries. Let's go. Here we go.
That is a great spinner too, with the quest cast in the middle. That's fancy.
Chad?
No, not Chad.
It's Corey. Well, it was close to Chad. Then it was close to Biz. It landed on Corey. Corey is Late Stick Collectibles, probably working like a responsible man right here. Corey is from Late Stick Cards and Collectibles, and yeah, man, Corey is the man. So he's very active in the Discord and in the live streams as well. So remove all instances. Let's spin again. Let me write this down.
Let me see. This is great. Shout out to Late Stick. All right, who wins this one? Bob Farrell.
Bob Farrell. I have to go and look up what his name is on the Discord.
Bob gets a W. Shout out, Bob.
Boom. All right.
Let's do it.
Late Stick. Robert. So you may have to help us out with some analysis around some of these players in this box, Carter.
Oh, you know I'm down, man. I might not be able to make the whole breakdown. I might have to skedaddle.
Okay. What do we got for time?
I'm gonna hang out a bit and get some. So let's see. Ooh. Look at all those Bryce Youngs, man. Look at that. So Robert and Late Stick. Neither one of them are here.
3, 6, 9, 12 packs. No, I know for a fact though, Late Stick Corey, he'll definitely watch the stream later.
Let me ask you this. Let me just bring it up.
Okay.
I think because we are doing this live, and we do have a lot of patrons watching this right now, I say we do a pack for somebody that's actually watching right now, or do 2 packs for somebody that's actually watching right now, because then that adds to the excitement. Just 2 packs.
2 packs.
All right. Well, I don't know how we would randomize that. We could do let's see, what would be a good way to decide that?
You got a trivia question? Whoever gets it.
We can do a trivia question. And you got to be a patron to get this right, and you can't go look it up. All right. And since it is college uniform stuff, and we are giving these out 2 packs, and the first person that gets this right in the chat will get 2 packs out of this, and you have to be a patron. Okay, here we go. What number did Deion Sanders wear in college? First person that gets it right in the chat will get 2 packs here. Okay. What jersey number did Deion Sanders wear in college? Okay. That's funny, James. Who's going to be the first? Steve. Steve got it. All right. And is Steve a patron?
Yeah, I think so.
Steve, don't lie.
Yeah, Steve definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Steve gets 2.
I thought he was.
Steve gets 2 packs. There you
All
go.
right. I'm just gonna pick them randomly. I don't want to weigh them out or anything.
Yeah, just pick whichever one out of there.
Probably not one off the top. Pick one some semi middle, and then I like shuffle them up. There we go. Pick one up, right. One out of
now. Rip his first one and then save his other one for the end. Okay.
Okay.
There you go. There you go, Steve. Now, Steve, if this is something 1 of 1, I get a cut of this. I lobbied for you. Okay, we got Nolan Smith. He might be a first-round pick. I actually have that card. Keyshawn Smith. Okay, that's nothing. Keep it going. Cameron Ward, the transfer from Incarnate Word at Washington State. There we go. Aiden O'Connell. Ugh. Steve, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Blame Andy. No, save that pack for later. Save that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so okay. Steve, that was brutal. Steve's probably like, dang, I would rather not win. Okay, so whose stack is this, Andy?
Let's go late stick. Late stick first, right off the bat.
That's good. Here we go. Dylan Gabriel. Okay. I'm surprised it's not his first. I didn't remember him being in last year's prize. Jordan Addison Silver. Okay, late stick. It's probably you could 99-cent that and get a dollar or so.
Yeah, that's one of those retro.
Michael Mayer will be a first-round pick. It's a tight end. And Andrew Anthony, who transferred, I believe. Okay.
I like the quality of the product. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm really happy that they focused on just chrome. That was my beef with last year's product. It had paper and chrome, and a lot of things didn't have first logos on it. So this year, with them focusing just on a chrome set, and so far I've seen almost all of these guys have the first logo. I mean, that's a home run.
There you go. Trayshawn Holden Silver. Okay, he transferred to Oregon. Okay. Akeem Dent. So far, nothing. Jordan Battle. Yeah, it's nothing. And Jordan Battle's a good player. No, go on, Andy.
And technically, the silvers in this product are now called refractors.
Oh, that's right. You are right.
It's a Topps product.
It's a Topps product. Something else that kind of sucks about college compared to the pros is you do get these double numbered cards. There's John Emery. There we go.
Oh, look at that. Rambling
man. That's good. He was the 3rd leading rusher on this last year's team. So I know it kind of stinks, but there you go. Jahmyr Gibbs and Marvin Mims. So nothing so far for our guy Hitstick, man. I mean, this is just bricks. Oh, okay. Here we go. Zach Calzada. Oh, God. Hitstick is just getting massacred. Drew Allar and a base Bijan. Oh, God. So somebody get. I mean, God bless Hitstick. I mean, goodness, Andy, what are you doing, man? You're throwing up bricks.
This is good for Derek because then the odds of his box having something way better is good, right?
Okay, I see a BJ coming up.
I'm
Pause.
still optimistic.
Another John Emery. Okay. Dontavian Wicks. By the way, he's also from Louisiana. There you go.
Nice.
And BJ Ojolari.
Nice.
Ugh.
Base cards.
Dear God, somebody give Hitstick something. Trevor Etienne?
Is he related to Travis?
Younger brother.
Oh, cool.
Neither one went to LSU. Tyler Van Dyke. Ugh. Oh, God. Israel. I've never been able to pronounce his last name. Very good player. And Noah Sewell. I'm telling you, Hitstick has not pulled a card up to this point that is worth more than $2 or $3.
No, you're right. You're right.
Andy, this is if all the autos are in the other stack, I'm going to feel really bad for Hitstick. Nicholas Singleton, that's actually a player that Derek Richard likes a lot in Dynasty. Josh Downs will be a first-round pick.
I'm gonna have to keep that Nick Singleton name in my head. Then
Clayton Tune and Kenny Mack, dude, this is the worst. Hitstick would have rather have not won. I mean, this is just absolutely freaking insane.
You gotta have something in here for
Will Shipley, not bad. Kayshawn, okay.
There's a rambling Kayshawn.
He's pulled 2 LSU rambling mans.
Isn't that interesting? There's a Bo Nix.
And then another Calzada. Ironically, Bo Nix was Bo Nix transferred from Auburn to Oregon. So that's kind of crazy. Those cards going back to back.
Yeah, and didn't Bo Nix beat out Malik Willis at Auburn a few years back?
Dallas Turner, that's a defensive end. I don't even know who that is.
It's a refractor.
Yeah. Will Anderson. Ugh. I mean,
all right, this is the pack, man. This is the pack.
This is it. Hitstick. He's not even watching. I'm actually glad he's not watching this.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness. I mean, he's probably like, God, I'm glad I'm at work right now.
He might want me to save the post.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
There we go. Let's go.
And a Bowman Invicta. This one's got some thickness to it. No serial number or anything, but
it's something that'll get him a few bucks.
A Bowman Invicta.
Something.
CJ Stroud.
CJ.
And Joey Porter Jr.
Put that Caleb Williams off to the side, and we'll get that sleeved up in a second for him.
Yeah, good point. I did bring the sleeves out. Got the sleeves right here.
You might need a thicker one for that.
Well, I got these.
Those fancy ones.
Yeah, smooth sleeves. So it's got that lip, so you don't have to really worry about it. It just goes right in like that, brother.
Let's go.
Smooth sleeves.
Oh crap! This might be the save of the century with that card being at the bottom.
Might be. It might
be. Oh my God! This is going to be a crazy comeback. Keyshawn Smith auto. Okay,
his autograph was anticlimactic. We were hoping the best card was going to be at the back, but here's the auto. Keyshawn Smith.
There you go.
Hendon Hooker. And a base Caleb Williams first.
No, not a base. Not a base. Not a base. God, Hitstick got hit stuck with this box.
Hit stuck for real. That was the 7 packs right there.
Dear Lord, just nothing, and nothing in that other pack for Steve.
Should we go ahead and open Steve's other pack, or should we do?
No. Run through the other ones. The other ones. All right. Who's the other guy here? Robert?
Yeah, Robert. Let me see. What's Robert's Discord name? There he is.
Dude.
Oh, that's BioBlob.
BioBlob? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's BioBlob.
Hector, I couldn't agree. I've agreed too much today with Hector. I don't like that. But I do agree with him with the 2-letter autographs. Like, that is just garbage. Right?
Yeah.
Like, unless your autograph is like Jordan Love's autograph, which is kind of a play on words. Man, okay, so we got a purple shimmer. Okay.
Ooh.
I might be a buyer on this.
Ooh.
So tell Robert to hit me up. What's that? Is that numbered?
Oof. No number.
There we go. Kayshawn purple. I like that.
It's nice though.
I need a purple shimmer Kayshawn in my life, even though he is falling.
What last name is that? That's an interesting last name.
Henry Toa and Walker Howard. I actually have that card sitting right here too. He actually doesn't play at LSU anymore.
Oh, really?
He transferred to Ole Miss. Hey, okay,
that's a nice, got some nice collectability there for LSU fans on that purple shimmer.
But yeah, I do agree with Hector on the autograph thing. Like Jonathan Kuminga in the NBA is like just the worst. Okay, Jalen Carter. Okay,
refractor.
Yeah, that sleeve that one for him here in a second, maybe. And Ajayi Hall is not even with any team right now. But yeah, very interesting. I don't know in the chat. Let me know what y'all guys think. How far would Jalen Carter slide? It's going to be interesting. A little out of shape for his workout. Traumatic experience. I still think he can play. So I don't think he's going to fall out of the top 5, honestly. Graham Mertz, who is now with Florida. Damani Jackson, he's a corner. Cam Rising. Keep an eye out for Cam Rising in next year's NFL draft.
Yeah.
He's got some dual threat to him. And a Bryce. There we go. Let's see.
Trying to work on my dramatic reveal here.
Luke Altemeyer, he's transferred. Tyler Buckner. Jaleel Billingsley, he's a former Alabama guy. And Raleek Brown. Okay.
Some of these packs are deceptive. They feel just like, by feel, they feel heavier, but then it's the same cards as the previous pack. Jordan Addison first. Ty Simpson.
Nice. Not bad.
That's Alabama. It looks like a quarterback too.
Yeah.
He's the up and comer.
Well, he's competing against Jalen Milroe for the starting job. Xavier Worthy. Okay. And Will Rogers. There you go. Doesn't really have much NFL draft hype, though. Plus, first year without Leach. Will Rogers. We'll see how he does.
If Will Rogers entered the draft last year, would he have had a lot more hype?
No.
No.
I'm not a big Will Rogers guy, though. Let's see. Logan Diggs, also from New Orleans. Chez Malusi. Okay. Another Jalen Carter. Okay.
Nice.
And then I honestly have no idea who that is. All right, Travis. We'll see you, man.
Appreciate you, Travis.
Let's see. Tua's younger brother.
There you go.
Keely Ringo Silver. Okay, to match with the Jalen Carter. That might be something. Keely Ringo will be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Trayshawn and Spencer Sanders. So it's amazing how many of these quarterbacks are connected to Ole Miss. So Spencer Sanders and Walker Howard both transferred to Ole Miss. So there's, in theory, 4 Ole Miss quarterbacks in this product. You have Jackson Dart and Luke Altmaier. And then you have 2 quarterbacks that are going to Ole Miss. There you go. An Invictus Will Anderson. Okay.
Nice. Put that one off to the side.
Jabari Small. Isaiah Nair. Okay.
One of these has got to have the auto. There's got to be 2 autos.
Watch Steve's final product pack have a 1 of 1. There's Will. Okay.
You mean Bob? Yeah, I know what you meant, though. There's the auto. Kenny McIntosh, running back from Georgia.
Just, not a fan, man. I don't think he's going to do much.
And this one is serial numbered 019 out of 199.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Cade McNamara and DTR. Okay. So remember, Steve has his final pack at the end too.
Yes, Steve does have his final pack. You know, I hope that they should include more than just 2 autos in some boxes. Like some boxes, they should give you extras.
Eric Gilbert. Okay. Bijan Rambleman. Okay.
The Ramblin' Bijan. I'll put that to the side.
Mason.
Have
that card sitting here too.
Stetson.
The
Stetson.
Yeah, Hector, I think they are all sticker auto.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
Look at that first name, man.
JaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry. Also got an NIL deal with Kool-Aid.
Yeah, well, hey, man, that's pretty smart.
Isn't it? There you go, Bijan.
There's another Bijan.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's nice.
AR.
Hey.
Okay. I sold my AR I pulled for $5, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad for just a base card.
It's a base. All right, we got Steve's final pack, and then we are out of here.
And we're out of here.
All right, so while you get this final pack for Steve, I know people tune in at the end for plays of the week. I'm going to go Gardner Minshew here. Look, I mean, I'm not in love with the Colts roster overall, Andy, but they do have some weapons, and I don't think Indy at 4 is a gazillion % going to draft a quarterback, even though they have a need there. And I think Gardner Minshew can still play, right? And he's going to be with Frank Reich, who has, a good reputation as a quarterback guy. So my play of the week is just keep an eye out for Gardner Minshew. Now he's in Indy.
I like the play of the week, Carter. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see if they draft a guy, but definitely he could be their bridge guy. He could be their starter until whoever they draft is up to speed. Yeah, I think my play of the week, I'm going to go back to the Detroit Lions, and I am targeting any and all skill position players. So my play this week is going to be everybody look for 2022 Prism and rare and autograph Jameson Williams cards of the Lions. He did not emerge until late in the season last year. He does run a sub 4.4. He is one of the fastest guys in the NFL, a field stretcher. DJ Chark is out of there, and Jameson Williams' role is just going to grow immensely this year, and he's such a good perimeter weapon, and he's going to be fully healthy, and that Lions team is going to be contenders. So yeah, I want to get a lot of exposure. I'm going to be over drafting. I'm going to be over investing in Jameson Williams this offseason.
Jamo. Mims. Okay, what's this next card here?
Isaac Rex. Jackson.
Oh, Steve. And Steve, I lobbied for you.
The Mims is out of $3.99 though. It's a pretty card. It's like a purple sparkle.
God bless. Derek Richard is the happiest man alive right now.
He's at least got hope.
He is the happiest man alive. Ugh. Steve. I would say Andy posts the hits, but I mean, we're not even the Baja, man. We don't even have one hit. I mean, like, I mean, God, just bricks, man. Just bricks. But guess what? Didn't cost anybody anything, did it?
That's right. No, it's a small token of my gratitude for all you guys out there and on the quest, man, and the Patreon, active in the Discord. Hit me up, Steve. I think I might have your mailing address, but I'll have to check. If not, send me a message over there. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to ripping the other one for Derek, and I've got this to give away as well. I'll tell you what, man. I got a lot to give back, man. A lot to be thankful for all you guys. This is from the Card Shop Live. This is a 2022 Donruss Hobby Box. This is coming soon. I've got this sitting over here. We're gonna be doing a special live stream just for this one of these nights here very soon, to give away and rip that as well.
You want to know?
That's gonna be one winner, Carter. But I'm gonna pick a couple guys to back up.
All right. So you want to know what's crazy? I have seen so many people pull downtowns out of blasters.
Really?
And, yeah, out of these. And I know we didn't even talk Donruss today. We just talked Prism. But I've seen just on Twitter people doing car rips and posting downtowns. I've heard about the Santa Claus downtown. So
I saw that. I saw the Santa Claus.
So here's what I would venture off to everyone that watches this channel. Okay, to help Andy grow this channel, I am, along for the ride. I want everybody to think of that one person that is a die-hard football card fan. Okay, someone that you think would be interested in football cards. In fact, Andy, I have a one-on-one call coming up with someone who works with Fanatics, who is starting to learn more about football cards. It's not necessarily his focus, but it's growing. I truly do believe in this industry. I do. But I want you to think of that one person that you think would like this, right? It's very niche. Not everybody loves to dive as deep into the data as Andy or love college cards as much as me. But the truth is, just think of that one person that you think would love this kind of stuff. And whoever that person is, I guarantee you they will love what Andy's doing. And yeah, so think of that person and invite them next week. We had some first timers from Twitter here this week, but there you go. Hector, I appreciate you. What is this from chat? I've never heard of this. Don't sleep on auto headlight scratch remover to reinvigorate those scratch. Oh, okay. I thought he was talking about like autograph, but no, he's talking about like, whenever you're trying to clear that. Oh, that's so interesting. Have you ever done that to fix a one touch?
I'm going to try it, man. I'm going to try it. I actually need to, my headlights are kind of cloudy. Actually, one of them is, so I need to get multi-purpose.
Yeah, because look, there are some one touches that can't be undone, right? If it's sealed, if it's sealed at the top. So yeah, that's a really good tip, Chad. Hit me up in the DMs on that. I don't know if I have any that absolutely need to, but that is something to keep in mind. That's something you could do as well. Like if someone is, selling a sealed one touch of a card and it's for a little less because, the one touch is scratched for whatever reason, you if you know that tip and you think you can buff out a scratch on a one touch, it's very interesting. So there you go. Andy, this was a lot of fun. And until next week, y'all, we'll see you, baby.
Peace out, guys. Appreciate you.